The Testudo and Circle formations have been announced, and all of the new rare inscriptions and armament changes have finally been confirmed. Join me to learn a little bit more. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. Today, we are going to be breaking down the newest update about the Testudo formation, and the Circle formation. And we're going to be taking a look at what these buffs are, as well as what the different rare inscriptions that they're adding for all of the formations are, and some of the other neat changes that they're making that I think are going to make the armament system just that much better. So with that, let's dive into it, shall we? First off, the Testudo formation makes it so the user's troop takes 5% less damage while it has a shield, and their healing troop speed is increased by 2.5%. Is this really that valuable? While I love that Lilith is adding new formations to the game, the Testudo formation really does not feel immediately meta-changing, and there are a couple reasons for this. If you're using the hollow square formation, you're reducing all damage taken already, and that is active the entire duration of the battle. Whereas the Testudo formation, again, reduces damage, but it only does so while the troop has a shield, which, as we know from Martel and Alex, and even Scipio, the shield only lasts a limited amount of time. And if you take a look at those marches again, Alex, Martel, Scipio do not have a lot of healing, unless you're pairing them with Richard, who we know is not a meta commander in the late game. So, while this does look really cool at first, it kind of feels impractical, at least for what I'm imagining it would be used for in-game. Now, that's not to say that Lilith is not going to be releasing new commanders that have shield functionalities. In fact, I'd be looking to see if they do release commanders that fit this perfectly. Now let's take a look at the Circle formation. This is all about healing. This increases the healing the user's troop receives by 5%. Overall, kind of underwhelmed by this. Healing is one of those things that has been introduced to the game and hasn't been leveraged really that well at scale beyond what you see with Richard. Boudica has some healing, but realistically, if I were going to be running Boudica, I would probably be using Wedge formation instead. In fact, looking at this, I really can't think of any commander that I would throw this on immediately. Maybe Zeno, but even then, I think I'd rather take damage reduction instead of healing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Overall, between these two formations, I'm kind of underwhelmed. You won't see me using them, and I have some other concerns that come with adding more formations to the game. Now, one of the cool things that they have released with this update, which I am so happy about, is you can now set preferred formations within your travel. What this means is that you can say, I only want Wedge formation armaments, or it looks like you can choose up to 3, and you have to choose up to 3. So for me, I'd probably choose Wedge, Arch, and Hollow Square. You can choose what you want, but they've also removed the resources and speed up rewards from travel, which means that you're more likely to be getting actual formation armaments, which is going to be really handy because we all know we need them to get more transmutation stones, and it's just overall a huge improvement. So really excited about this one. This is a great change that Lilith has introduced. Now, I was really nervous about the Transmutation Crystals. Transmutation Crystals have been introduced, and to everyone's joy, you can actually still lock previous attributes. One of the main concerns I heard about the Transmutation Crystals was, sure, you can reset it, but you can't lock any of your previous attributes. That is not the case. What does this mean? For me, I have many different armaments that I've already gone through, and they're fully transmuted, and I ended up with 2 things for infantry when I really wanted 3. Unlucky, right? But with these new transmutation crystals, I can reset it, I can keep transmuting, and that's really helpful when we talk about the inscriptions that you can get. Because if you have something with 2 inscriptions on it, of course you're going to want to use it. So I'm actually really happy about this. I didn't like this limitation. It made the game a little bit frustrating, especially if you're a low spender who doesn't have all that many legendary armaments already available to them. Now, one of the biggest things that Lilith announced in this update was rare inscriptions. And the announcement that they made as part of this is if you have 150 legendary armaments, they're going to give you a rare inscription or better. It's probably a rare inscription. But they also released all of these new rare inscriptions. Now, what does this mean? For me, I'm immediately concerned. And I'm concerned for two reasons. One, how does this play into the whole delivery mechanism of Rise of Kingdoms? Because today with armaments, it is luck. It is all luck-based, and there are percentages. The odds that you get a legendary inscription are lower than the common inscription. But the question I have here is, by adding this new rare inscription, did they change the drop frequency of the legendary inscriptions, or did they just change the frequency of the common inscriptions? And my suspicion is they made the legendary inscriptions harder to get in order to introduce this new rare inscription. Now, we'll see once this actually releases in-game, but that's my main concern here. Otherwise, these buffs actually look pretty good, and let's run through them so you can actually see what they are and if I think they're actually worth it. So, taking a look, we're going to start with the Arch Formation buffs. First thing they've added is Wielder's Troop gains a 3% boost to normal attack damage. This changes your Arch Formation from 5% normal attack to 8%. This is huge. I have no qualms with this. I'm actually really happy with this buff. Next one, increases skill damage resistance of Wielder's Troop by 4%. If you're running Arch Formation, that's kind of what you like. So perfectly fine with that. I do think that it is a high quality buff. So no complaints there either. Next one, Wielder's Troop gains 1.5 boost to normal attack damage dealt. So this is cool because with the previous one, if you get the previous rare inscription, that gives you 3% normal attack damage dealt, and then you get this, you're almost up to 10% normal attack damage dealt, which is massive for a commander like Attila or Liu Che. And whenever their troop launches a basic attack, it has a 10% chance to reduce all incoming damage by 5%, but also deal 10% less skill damage for the next 3 seconds. This is so OP. This is ridiculous because not only are you reducing incoming attack damage, which we all want, less damage taken, this right here is literally better than the hollow square and the Testudo formation that they've just introduced. If you're running Liu Che, this doesn't hurt you. If you're running Attila, this doesn't hurt you because you're not actually using skill damage. You're using smite damage, which we know goes off of normal attack damage. This is absolutely amazing. If I get this, I'm going to be so excited. Moving on, this is the scroll rare inscription. So you got battle ready. Wielder's Troop launches a basic attack. It has a 10% chance to consume 100 range and gain a 35% bonus to normal attack damage for 2 seconds. This one's really interesting to me because 2 seconds is not a very long time. And if you're running Liu Che, you don't really want your rage to be consumed because you can actually have your rage be consumed by that expertise skill, which deals more normal attack damage. So this one I'm not as excited about. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you guys think here? I have mixed feelings. Now, onto the Wedge formation. These ones are pretty interesting here. The Wielder's Troop gains a 2% bonus to skill damage dealt. We love that. Again, this is a similar pattern to what we saw with the Arch formation. So now you're gone from 5 skill damage to 7 skill damage. Whenever the Wielder's Troop deals direct damage to its current target, their troop has a 30% chance to reduce all incoming skill damage by 5% for the next 3 seconds. So this one's interesting because it makes your Wedge formation a little bit tankier. But realistically, I don't know that this is what I would have chosen. I think I would double down on kind of the attacking nature of the Wedge formation, but it's not bad. It's a nice addition. I'll always take 2% extra skill damage. Moving on. Defiant. Increases the normal troop damage resistance by the Wielder's Troop by 3%. So that's pretty good. Again, we're making the Wedge formation a little bit tankier, which I like to see. Frankly, though, this is not my favorite buff. I've seen other buffs and inscriptions that we have already. I think this one could have been a little bit better. Moving on. Now we have Focus Fire. The Wielder's Troop gains a 4% boost to skill damage dealt. This is massive. This is absolutely massive. We are now up over 10% skill damage dealt. And then if you have other things that help boost your skill damage, this is absolutely insane. I'm excited about this one. And last but not least, we have Crazed, where whenever the wielder's troop deals direct damage, it gains 35% rage. This one's awesome because it means that you're actually going to have more rage regen. This is like having the horn, but an armament formation. Overall, I'm really excited about this update. I think it's going to be a big change for Rise of Kingdoms. I hope that they've made it so these rare inscriptions are easier to get, but they haven't hurt your chances at legendary inscriptions. We'll find out. I'm pumped about the travel changes. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited about this update? I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't already, drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner, and hit the bell so you get notified when new episodes come out. Thank you all. Shappy out.